In this video, we'll be looking at some of our favourite looks of how to dress smarter for cool weather. I really like this combination of the checked cashmere scarf with the check tie. It works because there's different textures there, and although they're harmonious tones, they're not competing for attention. You've got the rich warmth of the cashmere with quite a cool handle of the tie, very sophisticated. Of course, what makes this work really well together is you've got a dark neutral jacket and a very discreet pocket square. This would be lovely on a cool autumn day with some charcoal flannels and some chunky boots. You could, if it's going to look like rain, you could easily slip a little light raincoat on top of it. I'm really into green blazers at the moment. It's an interesting change of pace to the classic navy. I've done a great video on how to style it and there's a link on screen now. This is a great look for autumn before it gets really cold. I think double-breasted flannel jackets always had a bit of warmth to them, and I quite like the slightly lighter colour, particularly on those lovely bright autumnal days. You don't want to sort of go into deep dark colours just yet. It looks really, really fresh. I'd even go so far to wear it with lighter coloured trousers. I love this type of jacket worn with really thick, heavy corduroy or moleskin and some chukka boots. So you're taking winter weight fabrics but still keeping the palette a little bit lighter, a little bit brighter, a bit fresher. Really good, confident autumn look. Speaking of confidence, a lot of my customers, a lot of the comments we get are from people, gentlemen not sure about double-breasted because they've heard you have to be tall, short, slim, bigger, athletic. People shouldn't be really scared of double-breasted. A well-fitting double-breasted jacket complements most figures. The ecru shirt is very neutral, but if you look closely, it's got a beautiful little texture to it, which I think makes it more interesting. Madder silk ties always look autumnal, so it's a good nod towards the season, it's a good balance. And of course, with all these beautiful colours here, the pocket square just brings it all together. I love adding knitwear to autumnal looks, even if it's for the office. I think this beautiful cashmere corset, for example, is still very elegant, still very considered, but still looks serious enough for business. You could also use this to dress it down a bit further and remove the tie, but I actually quite like the combination of the shantung tie, the cashmere, the beautiful glen check. There's lots of different textures and patterns going on, but they're quite harmonious without being too matchy-matchy. However, I would say with all this detail at the top, I would go very neutral on the trousers, pick out the sort of the tobacco-y shades, the light beiges, and go for maybe something like a brushed cotton trouser and a simple loafer. One of my favourite combinations to wear with the grey suits or jackets is a lighter blue shirt paired with a darker blue tie. It's very elegant, very simple. It's a good business look, and I like to break it up with a slightly brighter pocket square. So here I've used a white linen option with a little bit of dark blue on it. It's tonal, it's smart, it always looks appropriate. One of the things I say to my clients is don't be afraid to mix out your plain blue shirt for a fine stripe or a bengal. It just adds a bit of visual interest without being too disruptive. And a bonus look is we've added this cashmere scarf with this outfit. I really love this for cool autumn days or sometimes early spring when you want a bit of extra warmth but don't want the bulk or the hassle of an overcoat. Just keeps you warm, and I love the way the colours complement. And because we've gone for a subtle shirt and a plain tie, the extra pattern isn't too jarring on the eye. The modern chambray shirt, the plain cashmere mixed tie, and the pocket square are very complementary, very elegant, dressed up casual. I love the combination of the sort of the luxurious tie with the washed out shirt. Love that sort of juxtaposition. And then for trousers, of course, I'm going to say mid-grey flannels because I say it for everything. But if you wanted to sort of branch into something different, a interesting take on this would be maybe a dark navy, crisp sort of chino. Of course, tobacco suede shoes. So what's other than a cashmere scarf would you pair with a cashmere jacket? It looks very luxurious, very rich. But even if you're just wearing a plain navy blazer or a plain blue suit, you can see how a pattern scarf really pops. Blue and grey always works so well together. Simple tie, simple shirt, discreet pocket square, and then the feature here is really the scarf. I really like layering knitwear with my tailoring, And I think a blue piece of knitwear with a grey sports jacket or a suit looks smart and it's practical. I think this one in particular with the sports jacket looks great because I like the fact you've got the grey trim inside the collar, this cashmere, and the pop of green. This looks a bit of fun, a little bit more considered. This would be great for those occasions when you want to be outside but don't want the bulk of an overcoat because it keeps you warm and comfortable, nicely layered. I'd pair this with some sort of chunky corduroys and some heavier boots and add some gloves and a scarf and you're all set for the weather. This very neutral combination really allows the scarf to be the star of the show. Very neutral tie, discreet shirts, tonal pocket handkerchief. It's looking very elegant. If you like this colour combination, you should also consider maybe the biscuit jacket and this scarf with perhaps a grey roll neck for a more casual version of smart casual, but the colours on this are just beautiful. And with the roll neck option, I would suggest wearing it with some dark jeans and some chukka boots. With here, I'd probably put a bit of pattern into it because you've got lots of neutrals here, maybe a fine sort of houndstooth check. This is a great look for autumn and winter where you pair your sports jacket with a cashmere roll neck. Very smart, very elegant, can look very dressed up when it needs to be, with the addition of the pocket square. I actually think this is better, a grey roll neck looks better with a sports jacket than it does with maybe a plain grey suit because you're really allowing the pattern to shine and you can really see the different shades of grey and black in there. Really, really smart. I would actually pair this jacket with some black trousers, and I don't often wear black outside of formal wear, but I think a pair of sort of black cavalry twill or moleskin slim leg trousers and some Chelsea boots would finish off perfectly. I think this look is all about the burgundy tie. I think a madder silk tie is always an easy way of wearing a more autumnal look, very sophisticated. And I really like the way all the different patterns here, although there's quite a lot going on, it's all very harmonious. Nothing screaming for attention, but there's a lot of detail here. The fine bengal shirt, the slight bit of blue in the tie. I really like the way the wool blend pocket square harmonises perfectly with the jacket and kind of ignores the tie, but I think it just gives a very overall sophisticated look. Again, I would say with so much going on at the top half, you need a neutraliser on the bottom, and for this I would go for really dark charcoal grey, Oxford grey, worsted flannel trousers, and for the shoe, really dark brown, like a espresso leather, I think they call it, really almost like an off black shade of brown. We're used to seeing lighter colours in the summer months. You often see sort of colours like sand, light beige, cream, particularly in linens and cottons, and it's a very elegant summer look. But don't be afraid to wear lighter colours in the winter too, particularly if it's a correct fabrication. Look at this outfit, for example. You've got a lighter grey, you've got cream, you've got camel. They look great in winter, and I often think on bright winter's day, when the sun's out, they can look really fresh. I love personally a light grey flannel, lighter than I'm wearing, like a dove grey cashmeres. It just looks so fresh, very elegant, very sophisticated. You may see the term or heard the term quiet luxury, or this is very much in that kind of trend of taking beautiful cloths, very simple, elegant tailoring, but executing them in a very neutral, elegant palette. And that's what you're getting. So it looks very rich, very sophisticated. You can also mix the lighter colours with darker colours. So if you're not ready to sort of take this trend full on, try maybe adding a cream roll neck to a darker suit. Or I love a pair of like cream corduroys with a navy blazer or a tweed jacket. So it's mixing the darks and lights, but it does give a very fresh, elegant, contemporary feel. Thank you for watching. We're always interested to hear your feedback. So anything you want to tell us, subjects we should cover, put it in the comments below. And finally, if you haven't subscribed, why haven't you subscribed? Please join us.